Hello, and thank you for your interest in the Landmarks of American History and Culture grant program offered by the National Endowment for the Humanities Division of Education Programs. My name is Jason Harshman, and along with program analyst Marianne Moise, we serve as lead staff for the Landmarks program. We have recorded three short videos that offer an overview of the current Landmarks Notice of Funding Opportunity, or NOFO for short, along with specific examples and tips for completing your application. The first video explains the purpose of the Landmarks program and includes examples of previously funded projects. The second video focuses on the current NOFO with examples and tips for completing your application. We highly recommend watching this video in its entirety if you are intending to apply for a Landmarks program. The third video addresses the project budget and requirements for submitting your application via Grants.gov. Applications for funding under the Landmarks Grant Program are submitted by institutions on behalf of the individual project director. It is necessary for applicant institutions to have a Grants.gov account and related accounts prior to submitting an application. We encourage all applicants to check with an institutional grant officer or individual in an equivalent position at their organization as soon as possible to ensure all accounts and information are current. The information noted here on these slides will assist with confirming these application requirements and can also be addressed if you reach out to Grants.gov and their help desk. The Notice of Funding Opportunity also details what you need to provide regarding your project budget. Landmarks awards are for up to $190,000 and have a period of performance of 15 months. You must submit a research and related budget form detailing salaries, expenses for personnel, fringe benefits where necessary, participant stipends, potential bus rental fees, and other project costs. The budget justification form details those expenses and can be used to provide context and explanation as needed. A sample budget justification document is provided on the Landmarks landing page, and staff in the NEH Office of Grant Management are available to answer questions prior to applying. The NOFO includes a list of activities that constitute NEH funding prohibitions. Landmarks programs cannot advocate a particular position on a political issue, make space for participants to carry out actions that advocate a particular point of view in their classrooms, or present a program that leans heavily toward one interpretation of an historical event or era. Resource lists, speakers, and other sources of information throughout the program should create a learning environment in which participants are able to investigate sources and draw conclusions on their own. As the NEH, we support the study of art history and music, but programs that focus on the creative arts and the production of art are ineligible. NEH funds cannot be used for the purchase of supplies to create art. Funds cannot be used for tuition remission for graduate and undergraduate students who may serve on the project team, and NEH does not fund meals and social gatherings. However, funds for items that may not be easily accessible due to the length of a trip or location of a site, such as bottles of water, small snacks, or boxed lunches, can be included in a budget. A complete list of funding prohibitions is available on pages 33 to 34 of the NOFO guidelines. The required and conditional attachments are included as part of a table, and more information can be found starting on page 30 of the NOFO. The NOFO also includes the file naming conventions for each attachment, so please be sure to follow these instructions when uploading your application. In addition to the NEH required application components, you will also need to answer certain questions about your project application in Grants.gov. These are detailed on pages 17 through 19, so again, be sure to check with your grants administrator about your intention to submit a grant, as they may need your materials in advance of the due date to ensure a complete and on-time submission. You will also want to check with them to ensure that your SAM.gov and Grants.gov login information is current, as these processes can take longer than desired to complete, so be sure to check right away. Remember that you are applying as an institution, so you would be using your institution's account information. If you don't know this information, check with the grants administrator or the equivalent staff at your institution. We do not accept late applications, and registration in these systems is part of the application process. The application window opened on October 25th, 2024, and applications will close on February 12th, 2025. We will host a live question and answer session on December 5th, 2024 at noon Eastern. This session will include a short formal program about applying to the Landmarks program, followed by a question and answer format based on those who attend. The link to attend this meeting is available in the NOFO and at the Landmarks landing page. We will accept drafts until January 6th, 2025. Drafts are completely optional. They are not required in order to apply. However, applicants have found this process and the feedback provided to be quite helpful. Drafts are sent as Word documents or as PDF files to landmarks@NEH.gov. Instructions for how to submit your application through Grants.gov, which I have just detailed, are provided in the Notice of Funding Guidelines. Once again, only complete applications submitted by the deadline will be reviewed. Incomplete applications in any capacity will not be reviewed. Once applications are received and the window for applying closes, we recruit reviewers from across the country. Reviewers can include former project directors, participants who have attended Landmarks programs, as well as scholars, educators, and humanities professionals who work in areas related to the topics of the applications we receive. Those panels will convene in April of 2025, and those reviewers will give their evaluations and make their recommendations. And then the National Council on the Humanities convenes in July of 2025 to review those recommendations and make their decisions. On average, we have awarded 15 grants per year in this program, but this is not a ceiling. This is only an average. We do not know during any one cycle how many grants we will award. Award recipients will be notified in August of 2025 that they have received the grant, and those grants will begin in October of 2025 for programs that will run in summer of 2026. The other two videos available on this Landmarks page address specific examples of past Landmarks projects and how to submit your application. Each video provides detailed examples and advice for applying, so be sure to view them in their entirety. We look forward to hearing from you and hopefully working with you on a workshop of your own. Thank you for your time and for your interest in the NEH Landmarks of American History and Culture program.